Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about each and every aspect of Microsoft Epic Challenge, and today I have with me my teammates Bhavika, Tamanna and Harshita, and we submitted Project Spring in the Microsoft Epic Challenge and we became runner-up from Asia region. The 2022 Imagine Cup is all about global student innovators building together to make a difference with technology and developing their own skills along the way. For the first time ever, teams had the option of submitting their project to the Epic Challenge as an early step in their competition journey. The Epic Challenge was an opportunity for teams to receive preliminary feedback on their ideas from professional judges and have a chance to win a spot to directly advance to the World Finals. The eligibility for this challenge is that you need to be at least 16 years old, and the team comprises from individual participation to 4 members. The themes include health, earth, lifestyle, and education, and you can participate from 3 regions: first, Asia region, second, America region, and third, EMA region, which includes Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Now, we have spoken about what Epic Challenge is. Now, we'll be moving forward to know how our journey started. Over to Bhavika.
So initially, the team comprised of just Harshita, me, and another girl from our class. But later on, she told us that she does not think that our idea makes much sense. So she was liable to think so because we were dealing with a very non-conventional customer base, that is of the senior citizens. So we were a bit disheartened to see that a team member is not believing in our idea. Will Microsoft do that? So it were just the two of us, Harshita and I, and we really gave a lot of thought that are we thinking in the right direction? Are we thinking for a real problem? So we concluded that yes, the problem is real, and whatever we are doing is only to make the lives of senior citizens better. So we decided to move ahead with our idea and work on it. So we were looking for more members and an app or a web developer in specific. So randomly I messaged on Discord that is anybody aware of Flutter. So thankfully Tamanna replied and she joined us, and through Tamanna Nandini also got in our team. So it has been really surprising to see that with what idea we started and with what team we started to what we are right now. So one thing I would like to tell you all is that you should be comfortable with the changes. Like you should be ready that at any moment a person could leave your team. So you should be ready to mitigate with all these changes, and also positively accept the feedback that you're receiving on the idea. There may be times when somebody says that it's 80% flawed or it's 70% baseless. So don't just give up on your idea, but try to think on more ways that how can you proceed with it by making it better.
Like just now, Bhavika talked about team building and how the team members are important in a team. So the question which we all think about after that is whether or not technical skills are required by all the members. So about it, trust me, none. Like there is no set criteria for the technical background one should possess. Like it's more about how much the idea resonates with the members. So, like, the better it resonates, the better is the output. And the better is the output, the more are the chances of winning not only a competition like Epic Challenge, but almost any other hackathon or competition. So, cause it's like you need to have a very balanced team. Like, one person in a team can be with a very good technical background, another one can be the one with really good skills in commerce and business. A third one can be really very talented in UI, UX, and designing. So basically, that should conclude all these spheres of product development. And another very important factor is that all the members in the team should be very, very passionate about the idea. So if like any one of them lags behind, that will gradually drop the motivation of the entire team and thus like deteriorate the quality of your output.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Harshita. Now, I'd like to point out what you have to submit in your Epic challenge. So, there are two things that you need to submit. For the first one is the presentation pitch that you have to prepare, and the second one is the documentation. So the pitch video should not be more than 3 minutes, and it should definitely include about the origin of the idea, how you have got through, and about your team, about the statistics that supports your idea. So by statistics, I mean, let's say your idea is something relating to hunger or poverty in India. So there should be some stats or graphs supporting your idea, that ठीक है इतना हंगर है इंडिया में, तब आप इस आइडिया को सोच रहे हो, and what are the effects. So what are your effects after your proposal that you are pitching in, and it should include all, and there are given points according to what you are supporting in your pitch. And sometimes it happens that whenever you try to give a survey of what your idea is, and by survey I mean एक user experience आप दे दो कि कोई आपके आइडिया के बारे में क्या सोच रहा है. So that really adds up to your idea. And talking about the documentation, you have to prepare a document of 15 pages around, if I'm not wrong, and it should include everything about your origin again, and then about your team members, about the tech stack that you're going to use, about the architecture diagram, and everything that you're planning to use in your idea, and somewhat a gist of the technology of the product that you're trying to make.
So, like Tamanna said, documentation was a real challenge because we had to concise our idea in a limited number of pages. Now, the real question comes about how to think of that idea. So, we'll move on to how we came across the idea that we presented in the challenge.
Okay, so for the ideation part, I'd suggest you to be very vigilant about your surroundings, as in, you must notice that what are the problems that people are facing in their daily lives. And you should also like observe your friends, your family members, your grandparents, that are there any tasks that they feel difficult to execute. So on those lines, you can think that, can you do something with your friends, or like is there a way to add a factor of ease in that task. So for me, it was my grandmother who was facing a problem. So that was the starting point of our idea. So basically the thing is that you should be very much observant. And talking about how you're going to execute it, like there would be countless thoughts that it is so difficult, that how are you going to even do 1% of it, 2% of it. So similar was our case. And let me share with you all that we were so overwhelmed to see our website, because all of us belong to different domains. And when all of our specialities come to a single platform, it was really surprising to see the power that teamwork can bring in. We never thought that this ideation, that we are just typing out the various aspects of an idea on MS Word, and then you see it in practical, on a practical platform, like a functional website. So that gives you a lot of joy and a sense of contentment. So don't be afraid that how are you going to execute it. If you know what you have to make, if you're clear about your idea, then definitely some solution will come up. Either get people from that domain, be it web development, app development, who can bring the shape of your product. And yeah, so this was about our journey.
Vika correctly pointed out, it was really amazing to work in a team. You brainstorm and you get to learn things from various perspectives. You get introduced to things which you might not have even thought of. So working as a team was really amazing, and seeing the product ready was really a sense of pride for all of us, because we have seen our journey turning from an idea into a reality. So now we will move on to the timeline. So the Epic Challenge registration starts from 1st of September, and the submission deadline is somewhere in mid of November. So as we have made this video in January, you have enough time to start working on your idea, because you will have to like show it to different people, get their feedbacks and improve upon your product. So if someone would like to add on to this,
Talking about feedbacks, it's like the more feedbacks you they can be like positive and negative feedbacks, like Havik and Nandini already pointed out. But the importance that they hold in improving your product is really high. So never shy away from taking feedbacks and like take treat them as a must.
so we have all discussed like the main points regarding the epic challenge. We will now move on to what problems we faced in our journey. So Bhavika will start first.
Okay, so the major problem was at the very initial step, that was of the customer base. So, as I mentioned earlier, we were dealing with a very non conventional customer base, because when you hear the word technology, you get teenagers, youth, or maybe middle aged people in your mind, but nobody thinks of senior citizens. So, that was the very unique point, but it was also very challenging, because we were dealing with an age group that has a lot of experience, and it might not be very easy to insert a point of transition or something new into their lives, which is, already in a routine. So there we faced a lot of problems, as in we took a lot of surveys, like trying to know that will they accept it. Okay, if they won't accept it, how can we make them accept it, like by telling them that it is good for their lifestyle. So in that ways, this was one of the big problems that we had.
Right. We were really disheartened when someone told us that the target audience that you are serving is not very profitable. So we were really sad, but then we came across this thought that Paytm was founded in 2010 when the idea of mobile phones and smartphones was a dream for many. So they might also have faced many rejections and feedbacks that this is not gonna work. But now we all know where Paytm stands and the concept of digital India. So do not just dishearten yourself and just take back your idea and work on it and improve your product.
The problem that we faced was that it was a new thing for all of us, and so all of us were a bit intimidated and hesitant at first in communicating with each other and conveying our true thoughts with each other. But the only solution that was there was to take a leap of faith in all of the members. That only by all of us bringing something into the room could we develop a strong trust and bond. And according to me, that is the most important.
Yeah, so one example that I would like to share here is let's consider a balloon that you have to burst in. So you need a sharp needle for that, instead a blunt needle. Like you can compare the impacts that they can have. So similarly, you should have a unique selling proposition in your idea that is comprehensible by your audience, right?
Tamanna rightly pointed out the importance of unique selling proposition in your project. So now we will move on. How early should we start? Is starting in January little early, or it will give you an edge over other participants? So, like when we came to know about other participants, there were many teams who were already working on their project from 1 year or even more than that. So, it definitely gives you an edge because you have more time to implement and experiment with your ideas. So, it definitely helps if someone would like to add on to it.
You can also like interact more with the user base and have more surveys adding to the quality of your product.
I think we have covered all the points. So now with this, I'll conclude the discussion. If you still have any doubt, feel free to comment down. We will all reach out to your queries.
Hope you all found this video very insightful and the content shared by us really useful. Thank you so much. Wishing you all a very happy.
So like, share, and subscribe.